Professor at RP Vera Women's College of Pharmacy. It's my pleasure to extend heartfelt welcome to our respected Principal, Professor M. Sumakant Garu, for gracing this online session with their presence, which is organized as a part of Institutional Innovation Council activity. We are also honored to welcome our distinguished speaker, Mrs. Pushkala Madam, whose expertise and insights we are eagerly looking forward to. Thank you both of for joining this online session. We welcome all the participants as well and hope this session will be enriching and inspiring for everyone. I feel honored to introduce our distinguished resource person for this session, Pushkala Madam. Mrs. Pushkala is an accomplished talent acquisition and HR professional with over 18 years of rich and diverse experience across multiple sectors, including EPC, oil, gas, infrastructure, manufacturing, consulting, FMCG, EdTech, and higher education. Her expertise spans executive search, engineering recruitment, HR operations, and talent development. She has played a key role in several large scale recruitment initiatives. During her tenure at CH2M Hill, she contributed significantly to setting up their global engineering and design center, successfully recruiting 100 plus engineering professionals across civil, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation, structural, and process disciplines. Her earlier experience at Mofai further strengthened her exposure to turnkey and leadership hiring across manufacturing, infrastructure, and automotive domains. Currently, she serves as a principal consultant at North Star Consulting, leading executive and technical search mandates with exceptional engineering domain knowledge and a consultative approach. She has a notable academic background. She worked as an assistant professor and training and placement officer at Vagdevi Degree and PG College, where she trained thousands of students in communication, aptitude, and professional skills. She has successfully facilitated the placements of over 1,600 students through campus drives and corporate partnerships. Academically, she holds an MBA in HR Resource Management from Kakatiya University and is currently pursuing her PhD in HRM, continuing to strengthen her research and experience in this field. We are privileged to have her with us today. Now I request Madam to start the online session. Thank you, Madam.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thanks for such a nice introduction. And I hope the students from all the groups have joined. I mean, first year, second year, third, and fourth, or is it only the fourth year students
Most
are
of the
attending?
students, most of the students are from final year students, Madam, and along
Okay,
with that, third year students are also there. Some third year students.
okay. So finally, a B form as well as M form and Form D would be there, right?
B Farm final year students, Madam, and Farm
Oh,
D final year, and B Farm third year students are there, not M Farm students, Madam.
okay, okay. Sure. Uh, so good afternoon, students, and as well as once again a very warm good afternoon to our principal, madam, as well as thanks to Vijay Bhargavi, madam, for giving such a nice introduction about myself. So to start with, so today let us focus. The topic given to me by the college management is entrepreneurship and innovation as a career opportunity. Since I'm not able to see the students, maybe if you have any queries while we are on conversation, you can please put it in the chat box. So probably I or Vijay Bhargavi madam will help you in answering those questions. Today I actually want to take this session not as a regular classroom session. Let's not getting into the detailing or the definitions of entrepreneurship and innovation. So let me share my experiences first, and also let me give you some direction how this session is going to help you to choose your career. Since you are in the final year, it's the crucial time for you to choose your career. So let me start how I started my journey. Basically, any student how they would start their journey. Let me just start from there so that it would be easier for you to connect when we progress in this presentation. So, as ma'am has rightly said, that I am an MBA graduate, passed out in 2004. And soon after the MBA program, the only thing which triggers any student mind is, let me get a good job, let me join that, and then, let me make some money for myself. Making money is secondary, but we always think of getting into a good job. So even I thought in the same perspective, and I landed up in a job, and then where I was working as a consultant. And my first job, I started it in Delhi, and then I started working for 8 hours a day. So when I started working, I felt very proud of myself that I could get a job. I started working with few people in the corporate. I started getting to know how exactly a corporate functions, how exactly an MNCs function. So it was very good for the first initial 2 3 years. You have lot of learning, and then you have people around you. You are very positive that I want to build my career, so let me struggle for myself. And then you start putting your 100% when you're in your first job. When you start learning things, when you're doing things on your own, you start gaining some confidence that yes, I'm capable enough to do this, and let me explore more from there. So over a period of time, what happens is after 3 years, 4 years, what happens is you start feeling that, I'm doing something monotonous. What I am doing on the day one, only a little bit of addition to what I am doing in the third year or fourth year. Then what happens is you start thinking, okay, now I have gained certain experience, so why not I look out for for a job outside this organization, and I go up by my salary. So mostly what happens in corporates is people don't stick to any organizations more than 3 to 4 years. So 3 years is minimum, and maximum someone who spends in the corporate is 5 years. There are very few who spend for 10 years, 15 years. I'll come to that, right? So within 3 years you start feeling that okay, I gained some experience, I have certain capabilities, let me use these capabilities and make more money, right? Because you are stagnant here, your job has become monotonous here. Then you start thinking at that angle, and then you explore for a better opportunity. So when you move to your second job, again life is very easy in the second job also. First 1 year you are in a zone that you have to prove yourself. Okay, you start proving yourself, you start doing things for yourself and for the organization. Okay, that is good. 1 year you have done. Again, second year comes, your appraisal comes. You have undergone the appraisal, and you start feeling that, okay, now I need to contribute more to enhance my salary. So, in this process, what happens is you are killing onto your innovation, because you are given certain tasks and you are asked to perform that. So, there comes the limitation. When you are asked to do certain job, let me just take a simple job. You are asked to type some 100 names of your classmates in the job. So, how many days do you do that? You just do it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Every day, the same kind of job, the same kind of work is coming to your desk. So, what happens is your creativity, your innovation gets stagnated there. You'll not be able to think beyond, because that's the monotonous work which you have been doing in your previous job, and the current job is also expecting the same thing. The only change what you will see here is there is a change in your salary component. So maybe the first job you started with some 3 lakhs package per year, and then over a period of time, after 5 years, you may think that your salary is at 7 or 8 lakhs. Right? I'm just giving you the normal market standards, passing out, a fresher passing out and building the career for 4 to 5 years. So 5 years, where are you? You are at a package of 7 lakhs, and how much your skills has gone up. The skills remain same, only for the first 2 3 years what you gain, you start monetizing onto those skills which you gained in the initial 2 3 years. So there is a limitation here. Once you're doing certain job, after 4 years or after 5 years, there comes a limitation. Okay, you will not be able to apply your mind, because your boss wants certain work to be done in the same way. They don't want to, they don't want your innovation here. Whatever the process is there, you just please go by the process. That is what they keep telling. So why I'm explaining you this is, after 5 years or 6 years, what happens is your brain starts limiting yourself. You will not go beyond that. Whatever is given to you, you are just doing that, performing well, you are getting your good incentives. That's it. So do you feel the same? What you are in your first year in the college, are you the same in the fourth year of your college? Have you changed yourself or not? I'm sure most of you might have changed. That first year, you came with certain fear that what am I going to learn as a BPharm student? Then you got introduced to many subjects. You take psychology, cognizy. So you have many subjects in the second year or in the third year. You got an understanding that what should be my core area. And then you started choosing or you started doing your projects in the domain where you are interested, right? So how did you arrive to that particular subject that this is your interest? For example, someone is interested in suitics or someone is interested in cognizy. So how did you arrive to that subject? So it is only because of the inputs given by your lecturers or the people around you that made you to take certain decision that okay, I want to perform my career into this. So, likewise, when you are in your first job, you got to know for the initial 5 years where is my expertise? Have I got my decision making skills? Do I have any entrepreneur skills? Or do I have any innovation in my brain which is coming out from my experiences? So, you will be start understanding where exactly you are good at after 4 to 5 years of your career, right? So probably due to the family background or certain uh, you know things which may bind you to job, so this job will help you to progress. I don't demean that someone who is doing a job is not really doing good or not making money. So my intention is a job is something which limits you. So in a job what happens is you don't feel like taking the ownership. Okay, you start limiting yourself. You restrict your brain. अच्छा मुझे ये करना है बस इतना ही करके जाना है, that's it. And you don't think beyond that. And every minute you think of, if I do this job, what am I going to get? So you always make a comparison for this work. What is the amount of money what I am getting? So you are limiting yourself. If you are asked to do something, you will limit yourself there itself. You don't go beyond that because you feel that if I do some additional work, is it monetizing me? Then you start thinking in that way, and then you don't invest on that. And then you design your boundaries. You feel that okay, this is what I need to do. Let me do that. Let me not go beyond that. Right. So these are the few limiting factors which I just told you. Now, let me just open actual session what you are focusing today: entrepreneurship and innovation. So I hope most of you know what is entrepreneurship all about. Entrepreneurship is starting your own business. So how is it going to help you in your career? Or how is it going to be one of the options as building your career? Right? So, and what do you understand by entrepreneurship? Can anyone put a comment in the chat box? So you people must have heard of this word, or when your lecturers has told you that there is a session on entrepreneurship and innovation. Has any one of you come prepared for this session? Can anyone put in the chat box what is entrepreneurship? So, anyways, I don't know how this platform really works. Just think through what is entrepreneurship. It is, entrepreneurship is not about starting a new business. It is about designing your future career plan. Okay, sure. Madam has commented that. students are answering to your own faculty. Fair enough, right? So entrepreneurship is not about, mobilizing mobilizing money and starting a new business. It is not about that. It is about understanding your passion. What does passion mean? That someone is really good at making some rangoli. Okay, someone is really good at making some dishes, cooking food, or someone is really good at making some artwork. So that becomes the passion. When you are really good at doing few things over a period of time, you start taking out your stress, or you start feeling energetic when you do that job repeatedly, right? Like someone is doing some artwork, painting or designing something. So what happens is, over a period of time, that can be your idea for a business, that can be an idea to succeed yourself in that career. So designing your future career plan is all about entrepreneurship. What am I want to be after 20 years from here? I hope you're all with the age group of 21, 22. So think of yourself, where do I want to be at the age of 40 or at the age of 45? So vision for 20 years. Once you vision for 20 years, you break down it into fragments, like every 5 years where I want to progress. So as a 21, I'm here. Where do I want to be by 26 age group? So mostly you people will get into the job at the age of 22, or 21, 22, you get into the job, right? So you think of yourself, where do I want to be at the age of 26? So, I'm not running through the slide as of now, but I'm just making you understand the reality. You know, designing first, understand yourself, what do I want to be? Okay, once you have a clear understanding of that, then you will be able to, you know plan your goals accordingly. Make a big goal, and then concise it to 2 3 different goals from there. Every 3 years I want to achieve this, or every 4 years I want to achieve this. Something make for yourself, and then you start your journey from there. So let me get into this presentation. This will also help you or guide you through how that need to be done. Okay, why entrepreneurship now? So as I told you, entrepreneurship is design your own future career plans. Okay, so as I told you, what happens in a traditional job, your life is gone. I'm telling you, please consider my words, because I've been into this job for almost 7 to 8 years, and then I've lost all my life. I have spent time there progressing for someone else's business. So, what is a job? What do you understand by a job? You are actually working for the progress of someone else. Okay, imagine, think of Microsoft, or think of Dr. Reddy's, think of Sun Pharmaceuticals. Okay, if you look at Sun Pharmaceuticals, I think Rajiv Sanghvi, he's the richest man currently in 2025. So he is owning the business, right? And then we all are struggling for him to become the richest man in 2025. So what are we doing? We are giving our brain strength, our innovation, our time for the enhancement of someone in the market, right? How did Sun Pharmaceutical start? Somewhere in 1954, they have come up with this idea, and then they started this business. It's a very small. It's just a one room. They have 2 3 people have come together, and then they came up with an idea that there is some disease which is prevailing. So let us innovate something from there. So, innovation starts from ourselves. It starts from the problem which we are looking at. Like recently, you all people have experienced what is corona, right? In 2019, there is an outbreak of corona. 2020, how we were at that point of time, and you people might be in schooling, right? So there comes the innovation. 2020 outbreak of COVID. There is an innovation of mask. There is an innovation of sanitizers. There is an innovation of a drug which can eradicate this. Okay, right? We so the innovation really comes from the existing problem. What happens in a job is, You're just working for someone, you're not using your brain power, you're not coming out of that zone. So let us forget about the job for some time. Let us try to understand, if we start working on our passion, how can we grow, right? So I'll just read through the slide. The traditional job for life is disappearing. Okay, rapid technological advancements and AI are automating routine tasks. Okay, maybe I'm not sure what kind of a jobs a pharmacist students would have, but there would be a lot of R&D in your domain, right? So now AI has taken it over, right? Whenever you give certain disease, or when you are undergoing certain symptoms, when you give it to AI, it recommends you certain medicine, as well as it also recommends you to the procedure to overcome that particular symptoms, right? So earlier we used to go to a doctor, or we used to go to a pharmacist, nearby pharmacist, and ask them, see, this is what happening with me, can you please suggest a medicine? Now the era has become AI. No one is dependent on the other person. They're just getting into AI, they're asking the question, and then they are getting the answer. So the jobs of a pharmacist, or the jobs I mean, I am not denying the fact that we are going to the doctors, but immediately we are not rushing to the doctors these days, right? So those jobs have become slowed down. So with the digital age, we also have to change, and we need to think of, okay, let me just tell you from your domain one simple example. If you have to buy certain medicine, tell me 5 years back what you guys were doing. So 5 years back, you people were going to a nearest outlet and buying the medicine. What are you guys doing now? You book a Rapido, or you buy it from Swiggy, right? You place an order and you tell the Rapido person to bring it to you. Or what do? You directly buy it. Like, since you are in metro cities, you directly buy it from Tata 1mg, Apollo's, or NetMed. Imagine that, your effort of going there has reduced. That is fine. But who is losing out here? The small players around you are losing their bread and butter of the day. The big players have come in, and who is getting benefited here with the big players? Simultaneously, we are getting benefited with the big players, because we are getting more jobs from there. Like Apollo has opened 4,000 stores across India. So what is happening there? The employment opportunity has increased. There's only one man show. Only one person runs the store from morning to evening. But at least 4,000 people have got the employment with that. So that's the innovation which came from Apollos. They have come up with an innovation that, Acha, why not we start stores across India, and then let's deliver medicine easily to the people. So, are you understanding what I mean to tell? The thing is, think beyond what you are doing, right? Today, have you ever expected that there could be Tata Venamji, or NetMed, or Swiggy's, or Zomato's come into our places, and then, we don't need to go for a shopping. Even for the grocery shopping, also, we are not stepping out. Have you ever thought that this particular people are going to replace that? We never thought. But any idea to be successful at least takes 20 years of the time. The way your teachers have taught you, for any medicine, for any formula to come out into the market, it requires a lot of trial and errors, right? And it requires almost 15 to 20 years of the time of that particular scientist or that particular pharmacy professional to bring that into the market. So same way, as a kid, you need to start thinking from now itself. Now, how do you start thinking? No, it's just not that, Acha, today madam has told me, let me think, let me find out what are the problems in the market, let me jot it down and then think through. No, it's not the way. You need to get associated with people. I'm getting into the management terms, like you need to have a lot of interpersonal skills to do that. Go along with people. Forget about going along with people. Just sit with your parents for some time, or if you have grandparents, try to sit with them, try to understand how things were when they were young, when they were at your age, 21, 22, and how are the things now. Your parents used to go to the market, buy the grocery for you, okay, buy some books for you. Everything they used to do physically. Now, are we doing that? We are not even dependent on our parents. We just open an app, we click that, and we get our books, groceries, whatever we want, right? So there is an innovation happened. Most of the time people think negatively that these Swiggies or Instamarts or Nutmeds or Tata Banimjis are ruining the lives. No, it is giving employment to more number of people, right? So what I mean to tell is you also need to be in that place. Think of that you are giving employment to some 100 people, 100 families are running because of you. Think for 1 minute, how do you feel that? You're just not going somewhere working and getting some 10,000 rupees or 20,000 or a lakh of rupees. Now think of you giving that 1 lakh rupees to the people, 8 9 people working for you. Which one is good? I'm sure every one of us feel that the second option is really good, right? We start feeling happy that when we are giving, when you write your notes and when you give it to your friend, how do you feel? I'm sure you feel very happy about that, right? That acha, I have achieved something and someone is dependent on me to take it from me and study from me. So giving you more happiness than buying it, right? In the same way, any businesses which you look in the market, why do they have certain satisfaction from there. You are giving employment to 100 people. Imagine that you are giving an employment to 100 people, and then your college gets the name that RBVRR college student has started up this business, and it's a startup. It's turned out to be a 100 crore business within 5 years, and the employment opportunity created by this particular student is almost 5 to 6,000, right? You own certain credibility there. You feel very happy about that. Okay, now I understood. Now I have told you why entrepreneurship or why innovation. Now let me tell you how to drive this. So becoming an entrepreneur is not an easy task. First thing what comes into mind if you have to start the business, one is idea. How does the idea comes? The idea comes when you have thinking from multiple perspectives, when you start understanding what are the existing problems and what solution need to be given. That is first one, idea and solution. The major component which comes into picture when you want to establish your career as an entrepreneur is finances. Now you go and tell your parents that I want to start my business, you give me 20 lakhs. Do you get that? Obviously, no, because no one is trusting you here. చెప్పినోలే 20 లక్షలు ఇస్తే బిజినెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తావా? అంతకు మించి ఆడపిల్లలకి అయితే ఏం చేస్తారు? You get married, settle down, I'll be happy, right? That is what our parents' first exclamation would be. So, uh, see, it's not about the finances. The finances will flow through the investors or through through certain, what do you say, government initiated programs also. So I will not get detailing into that, but I'll give you a glimpse. Like you might think that Madam has told innovation is a bigger thing. You can do, if you have an idea, you can start your own business. Then tomorrow you may call me and tell me, Madam, you said that we can start business easily. Now have an idea and you give me money, I'll start the business. You people can question me also. So just to be on the lighter note and to be on the safer side, I'll let you know. See, when you have certain idea, there are certain government, sites where you can register your idea, right? I will share those portals. It is GEM portal, G capital small E M. You can search in Google. So there is a GEM portal where you can go to the portal and you can register your idea there. If your innovation is really novel and which is really unique, there could be a panel of people who would be working on this. It's GEM, GEM. Yeah. So this is a portal. You can just do a normal Google search. You will find the portal. Once you get into the portal, If you feel that your idea or your innovation is really unique, you can register it over there. Okay, this is one way of getting into entrepreneurship I'm explaining you. So once you register, there could be certain committees which review your thought, and then they tell whether it is feasible or not. Why? If it is feasible, then automatically there is one more funding scheme, the Prime Minister Mudra Yojana. Okay, PMMY. You can apply to this also. So you can this if your innovation is really novel innovation, it goes to PMMY, and there could be people who connect with you. They will try to understand more about your innovation, and then they provide you seed capital for that. So what is a seed capital? Simple, seed. When you sow a seed, you get a plant. Same way, seed capital is something they fund you. They tell that, okay, I got your idea. Now you can start your own venture. So this is the seed capital, like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, or it could go maximum up to 20 lakhs. So they give you the money, and then you can start investing in that, and then you can start coming up of your idea into reality. So once your idea has come into reality, you can do certain pilot study whether this is really feasible for manufacturing. If it is a product, then it goes to manufacturing. If it is a service, then you go to services. So then the pilot study will be done, and then you will have venture capitalist. So who is a venture capitalist? There are investors in the market. How do you think that these Reliance, Adhanis, or DMarts, how have they come up? They have investors. Idea is yours, investment is by someone, and then you start growing. Since it is your idea, you will have an equity in that. What is equity? Certain percentage of shares in that particular business. So any business you take, you should have an investor for that. So investor comes into the picture, and he tells that I have liked your idea, let me invest on your idea. Once the investment starts, there comes the business. Now let me relate it with the job. Most of you people might be thinking, imagine that you guys have joined some Ready Labs or Cipla or somewhere, any of the renowned pharmaceutical companies. Over a period of time, after 10 years experience, if you think that you are into R&D, you come up with certain drug. Okay, let's imagine a simple medicine, paracetamol. Okay, you have come up with a formula that this formula will cure the fever. So now who is investing on that? Obviously the Dr. Reddy's will invest. Since you are an employee in that, you have come up with an idea, and you tell that, see, this particular drug will help in curing the fever, right? You will tell that, and then Dr. Reddy's will invest. So I'm just making you understand how it functions when you have your own idea. So your idea is materialized by Dr. Reddy's when you are in a job, right? COVID vaccine has come in. Who did that? Some R&D people were sitting together, and they were doing trial and error. They have come up with a vaccine, and then the patent was taken over by someone, and then the manufacturing started. So it is your brain which helped you, which helped them to monetize. Think of something that you are doing it on your own. We always have this question that, Asha, when I'm doing it individually, do I have enough resources to do this? Right? You need certain resources also, right? You need certain raw material, you need people, you need machines. So you require all this. So these all will come from any of these yojanas which I just told you. PMMY or GEM portals will help you. So we can have a detailed session there, but my intention today is to provoke a thought of entrepreneurship and innovation in you, right? Have you ever heard of call health? కాల్ హెల్త్ అనే దాన్ని విన్నారు ఎప్పుడైనా? Okay, let me tell you what is call health. As your madam has mentioned that I even worked as a placement officer for Vagdevi institutions for almost 8-9 years. So your madam has said no, they never heard. Call health అనేది ఒకసారి చూడండి గూగుల్లో. Call health is something, you know, you have old age people at your home, right? And you are not able to give 100% attention to their, I mean, they are having any certain diseases or something, you are not able to give 100% attention for the cure of those old age people. So there is a business which was started in Hyderabad itself, that is called Call Health. You can call them, you can ask them to provide a nurse, or you can ask them to provide a physiotherapist, you can even ask them to provide a nursing, a pharmacist. So there are many people registered in that. What they start doing is, they provide you with a pharmacist or whatever is your requirement, they just provide you. So this is again an innovation. They got to understand that there are many old age people, and most of the people are not able to attend to them at their homes. So let me start this business. And believe me, when I was doing placements, almost 100 people in 2015 were hired from the college. All BSc people were hired. And only 20 people were able to survive in the job. What are they doing is, they are going in giving their expertise to someone who is really required that. So call health is again one invention which came out. Like same way in your pharma domain, there is an innovation that, this is something which is already in the market. Customizing the drug for the disease that person is undergoing. Like they study your genetics. As a pharmacist, you will be studying their genetic, you will be recommending certain drug, and then you will be implementing that drug. So this is almost prevailing in foreign nations, but in India it is not it has not yet started. And basically this genetic drug has started in diabetics and cancer patients. You understand their protein, you understand their genetic composition, and then you recommend a drug. As a pharmacist, you have the authority to give that medicine. And there are also organizations which are coming up with this kind of a business. Mostly it is happening in Chennai and Bangalore. Even Hyderabad is also becoming a pharma hub, so very soon it will start in Hyderabad also, right? So what I mean to tell is, these are all coming from our brainchild. I mean, whatever the idea we think of, it is coming from our brain, but someone else is materializing it with the name of a big brand, Sun, Reddy's, or Apollo's, or Tata 1mg, whoever it is. The employees are coming with up with the innovation, whereas the end people who is getting benefited out of that is different. Right? You got the point? What I mean to tell? Hope you understood what I was trying to focus on. Right. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. From now on, let us do one thing. When you are sitting idle for some time, don't waste your time on something like browsing through Insta, Facebook, or whatever it is. Forget about those things. At least 2 hours in a week. That's it. At least 2 hours in a week. Stop focusing on the social media sites, and you start thinking from yourself. Now you have studied something. You have studied pharmacology. I'm just relating you to your own subject, right? Or if you are having some idea beyond your subject, is also it's most welcome. So, what you need to do is try to think about any existing problem, or try to think this is what is there in the book. What extra can be added to the book so that people will learn? Like what I studied and what you are studying has massive difference, right? How did it come? It with the innovation of someone. So, you need to develop the skills of innovating something. So, innovating something comes from your hobbies. Your hobby is browsing through Instagram, liking the reels, or sharing the reels to your friends, then it stops your innovation. You're not going to get anything from there. Even that is also an innovation. Someone else is getting benefited because of you. If you reach 1,000 likes, then you get some benefit. Your reel will get, sponsored. Ads will come in your reels, right? So that is also an innovation. But let's not deviate our mind focusing only on that. Someone else is making money from there. So what I mean to tell is, Any activity which you do, be it social media, be it your studies, everything is monetized. So why are we sitting idle without monetizing anything? So today I'm taking this session for you. So you can think, what is the benefit for me if I take this session? Do I have any benefit? Yes, obviously I will have a benefit. I'm doing my PhD so that I can add into my PhD that I have taken up a motivating session to students of RBVRR College on entrepreneurship and innovation. So that gives certain points to me for evaluating my PhD progress. So my whole idea is you start, you know, thinking of monetizing each and every activity which you do. There's nothing wrong. Okay, people think that you have become so selfish that you are thinking of money only, whatever you do. There's no problem. Start thinking of monetizing your thoughts. That is where it's the money which helps you. Okay, don't take me otherwise. If your madam is around, it is the reality. Every one of us is struggling to enhance ourselves, right? So the innovation is not that someone sitting in the lab and suddenly a thought provokes in the mind and then it starts materializing. No, every day routine, when you are taking breakfast, when you are taking lunch, think, why only this kind of lunch I need to take? Why not something different? So when you start thinking in that way, your thinking skills. So we have a subject in MBA, so creativity and thinking. So that particular subject really helps for the innovation. How creative you are, what are the kind of thinking skills you have, what beyond you can think. Only these things will relate to your innovations. See, writing this English and reading through those slides is very easier. Okay, but now I'm going to tell you an important point. Please make a note of that. I'm just going to give you what are the advantages and disadvantages of becoming an entrepreneur, right? Let us see, you are into a job. Okay, what are the advantages if in a job? Yes, I believe 5-day work week. You will get your salary at the end of the month. Okay, you are not responsible if the company ruins also. You can go and join in some other company, right? And what else? Some student, can you type something that what are the advantages of being in a job? It's okay. I could see 3, 4 people sitting in the first bench. Let's feel comfortable. Okay, what do you want to become? Let me ask you question. I should have not started this way. I should have started, what do you want to become actually? Do you want to land a job? Sure. So I think your students have already started innovating something in their brains, ma'am. So let's not disturb them. Let them carry on with their innovation. So let me tell you. So what happens in a job is it becomes, you are responsible for a 5-day work week. You will get handsome salary at the end of the month, but your innovation is lost because your innovation is going into the betterment of someone else, right? So that is gone. Now, what happens as an entrepreneur? Just make a note of these 5, 6 things and think through. I'll just read out. One is you will have the ownership. I will write it in the chat box. Probably madam can circulate that. Ownership, integrity, you will have money, you will gain confidence, right? And you're ready for the failure. How many of you are ready to fail in your exams? Is anyone? No, we are never ready to fail in the exam. Why? Because we know we are here to get through the exam, get a certificate for ourselves. Then why are we failing in our careers? Let's not bind ourselves to certain jobs. Okay, let's not fail ourselves by limiting our own thinking process. Let us go beyond that. Okay, and few of them are out of the box thinking. Have you heard of the word proactive? Do anyone have the habit of reading books here? Seems you, I mean, the students of RBVRR college are very innocent. They don't speak much. They're all introverts. Can I consider this? Or are you guys extroverts? I could see the first bench, three girls, really happy. Are you happy about the session, or are you happy about what exactly? That I provoked an idea of innovating. I could see only three of you, so I address you. Right? So, anyways, yeah, someone is coming. Good afternoon. Right. Your voice is very low.
Text.
Text it, yeah. Yeah, proactive means, thinking beyond. I mean, today you may think that, there's a new topic which was finished by your lecturer yesterday. Okay, then you are proactive in learning what is beyond that. So today I'm telling that entrepreneurship and innovation is the topic for discussion. Okay, if someone is really proactive, they might have done a Google search or a chat GPT search, what exactly these terms are before coming to the session. Got the point? What is proactive? Active is you're being there and listening to that. Proactive is making an effort before the incident happens, right? So that is proactiveness. So I have typed few words here. I mean, these are the few things which you will inculcate in yourself when you are an innovation driven person. When you become an entrepreneur, you will have all this, and on top of all this you will have leadership. So what is leadership? Do you have leaders in your class, or a class representative in your class? So do you elect that class representative? Yes, you have, right? So how do you elect that class representative? Someone who has interpersonal skills, someone who can give weightage to the ideas of everyone in the class, someone who can really be kind enough to everyone in the class, right? You look for all these qualities, right? So when I'm starting my own business with my own innovation, then I should be, if you could just scroll down those slides, can you just scroll down the slide? Maybe leadership comes in the last but one. Do you want me to present from here? Yeah, yeah. One above that. Yeah. Above that. No, no, no. Above that. So probably the slide number 9. Here comes the yes. Next one. Okay, this is I've already briefed you. Maybe this presentation will help you. This will be distributed to the students, so probably you people can try to understand what it is. Can you come down one slide? One second. Right. So slide number 8. If you could just play slide number 8, the entrepreneurial toolkit. Just above that, the entrepreneurial toolkit. Yes, right. So I've told you financial literacy, digital fluency, product design. So, product design is all about coming up with a prototype once you have an innovation in your mind. So something has to be in reality, then only that becomes funded. Okay, so an entrepreneurial toolkit, I have bifurcated them into hard skills and soft skills. So hard skills are Where do my finances come for when I have an idea? Okay, what is my prototype going to be, and what is the technology required to make my product live? So those are the hard skills related to your function, related to your subject. Then comes the soft skills. So what are the soft skills? Have you ever heard of the word networking? Do you know networking sites? Your Insta. Your Insta is your networking. How many friends do you have genuinely on Insta? Only your classmates, your schoolmates, your intermates, right? Up to 10th, inter, and then final year of B Form. How many do you have? It should not be more than 100. But how many do we do have? A friend of friend, and a friend of friend, and a friend of friend, right? Everyone is our friend on Insta. So we have a network of around 200 to 300 followers, right? So are they really helpful to us? When you put a post, when you drop a post of your photograph, how many likes do you get? You get 100 or you get 150? That's fine. When you post something which is related to subject, how many likes do you get? So your network is not interested in your subject. Your network is interested in your personal matter. So let us forget about that network. I will tell you a tool that is called LinkedIn. Okay, I'm just typing it here. Make a note of this. This is a professional network, right? Every one of you, I suggest get into LinkedIn, get a portfolio of yourself, and then post it on LinkedIn. Make a community of RBVRR college in LinkedIn. Form a community. You will find all your seniors who are well settled. If you take the alumni list from your college and search for people in LinkedIn, you will get to know how they have grown professionally, right? So LinkedIn is a basic platform where you can go professionally, and your thoughts can also be put there, and people will start commenting there whether your thoughts will really materialize or not, right? And then comes the sales and storytelling. See, LinkedIn is a place where you can actually write what is happening in your life also. That's a lesson for others. It's a professional learning platform, right? And then leadership. If you look at the definition here, it's very simple. Inspiring a team to follow you into the unknown. What does it mean? You have an innovation, you start up your own business, you don't know how it is going to be. And as a leader, you have to make sure that 10 people whom you have recruited also follow you in that direction. So the like minded people need to be taken from you. You have to take such kind of people, and then you have to start your journey from there. So leadership is not about standing in the class and commanding people. Leadership is about what is your thought process, making them understand where do we want to be in the next 5 years, and take them along with you in your journey, right? As an entrepreneur, as a business person, you should have that. So now I think it's already 1 hour. So let me just brief you what we have focused on. So we understood what are the positives and negatives in a job. We understood what are the positives becoming an entrepreneur. Okay, becoming an entrepreneur is a hard task, but you need to put in your effort there. No one will become a billionaire overnight. So try and study. I will forward certain books which can be studied. I will forward them to your madam, or it is already there here. Start your journey today. So I have given two simple books which you can start reading: The Learn Startup and then Zero to One. So these two are the books which I usually recommend to any student. So these two will really motivate you, right? And one more suggestion is, don't jump into becoming an entrepreneur once you are out of the college. That's fine, you get into a job. I myself telling, get into the job, understand the job market, understand the market actually. When you are in a job, you will start understanding the market. Once you understand the market, then you can get into what are the real problems in the society, and then you can start your innovation or application of your mind there, and then you can come up with your own ideas, right? So students, so there are always advantages and disadvantages to anything which we take up. But as I your ma'am has very well told about my biography, but let me tell you, I am simultaneously an entrepreneur also. So we have 6 retail chains of pharmacy itself. So we have come up with an idea of medicals and surgicals, which is a very rare. Mostly you will find surgical shops, mostly you will find medicals, but the combination of medical and surgical is something a brainchild of ours in the year 2006. And then fortunately we are doing good in that. So I have both. I have worked in the industry, have seen what are the challenges there, and then you have your own time to spend in an entrepreneur. If you become a successful entrepreneur, you can actually plan your things accordingly. But becoming successful as an entrepreneur would take certain time. For that, you need to have patience. Okay. Any of these Ambanis or Adanis have never become entrepreneurs overnight. It took them years long. There could be many failures in that. So those could be the stepping stones for us to start our journey from there again. Most of the time we stop it there itself, but that should not be there. We have to move ahead from there. So the guys, the future is yours. You need to decide. And I'm always there. I'm always available for you. I will text my email ID also probably, and as well my LinkedIn link also. You can stay connected with me, and then for any queries you can chat with me. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving this wonderful session. And students, if you have any queries, you can put in the chat box. I'm ready to answer them. Maybe probably 2-3 minutes we can take for that.
Yeah, students, now you can proceed for questions, ma'am. Yeah, you just clarify your doubts.
So I'm just giving my LinkedIn ID as well as my Gmail ID. You can write to me for any queries also.
Okay,
And
madam.
please, I'm giving you as a task, once after finishing this session, you please get into LinkedIn. If you're not creating your own portfolio, that's fine. Let's try to understand how, since your domain is pharmaceuticals, you just focus on how the pharmacies are flourishing, what kind of innovations are coming in that. You will have an innovation tab once you open LinkedIn on the right side. Okay, so go to innovation tab and try to understand what are the new innovations coming up in your domain. So that will help you to think from there, right? Yeah, ma'am,
Okay,
I'm
ma'am.
done.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. I sincerely thank our esteemed speaker, Pushkala madam, for delivering an inspiring and insightful session on entrepreneurship. We are grateful to our principal madam, Professor M. Sumakant madam, for their constant support in organizing this program. Once again, thank you, Pushkala madam, for explaining the importance of entrepreneurship in such clear and simple way. Your insights are truly valuable. I hope that from now onwards, our students at least start thinking about real world problems and come up with innovative solutions. Thank you, madam. I thank all the participants for their active involvement and enthusiastic response. Thank you, one and all.
All the best to your future careers. If you want to get into jobs also, you can consult me. Any which way I am open to help. Thank you.